Hey guys, today I'll be reviewing the Import Road CarPlay MyLink module. If you want to know how to install it, you can check out the video I linked in the description. Well, I sure didn't expect there to be this much demand for a review of this module, but thanks to everyone that liked the video and asked for this to happen. I've had the module installed in my Series 1 Redline for about 4 months, and I installed it myself using the instruction book from Import Road. I found the instructions quite clear and straightforward, which is saying something because I actually hate working with electronics. The book's enough to install it without any real knowledge or practice taking apart the dash. I heard the new modules will or already do come with Android Auto, but I'm only reviewing my experience of the CarPlay functionality. The module works through the AUX port for the MyLink. Starting the car, the phone automatically connects to the CarPlay system after, about 10 seconds through Bluetooth. I've actually updated that recently. Now mine is running wired, only because I think that the music sound is a bit better through a wired connection, but you can choose. I find that if I try to swap to the CarPlay screen on the MyLink too quickly, it takes a bit longer to actually get itself going and start up. So I usually wait maybe about 30 seconds before I switch to the CarPlay app. I've taken a few phone calls using the unit. I'm not sure if it's using the original MyLink mic or the mic that came with the module itself, because during the install you do install a mic. So I'm not sure about which one that's using, but I haven't had any complaints from whoever I was talking to on the phone about whether the quality was bad or anything like that. I have noticed when using the phone a little bit of a glitch. When you're listening to Spotify and you receive a call, Spotify stops and you can talk on the phone as usual. Although after the call ends, Spotify might not start back up again, even if you switch to the app and press the button to play a song. Usually if you just leave it for a little while, it sorts itself out, but that's one little issue that I found. Messages. So I haven't played around with this too much. You can't use the MyLink to actually type out a message. If you click someone's name to send them a message, it'll start up with the Siri dictation, and then you'll have to dictate the message. It works pretty well, but I guess you could just do that same thing without having this system. So yeah, I haven't really tried to read any messages while driving, although off the top of my head I think it reads it out to you. Not sure about that one though. The Spotify app is great. You can pick albums or playlists all while driving, and it's all legal, unlike if you just used your phone. Also, it's a lot more in front of you. It's a lot easier to see what you're picking. You can also pick individual songs to a degree. If you're scrolling through your playlists, it doesn't load all the songs if your playlist is got a lot of songs on it. So I think I got about halfway through a 500 song playlist and it wouldn't let me scroll anymore. So that's, I guess, something to keep in mind, but maybe just keep your playlists shorter or just listen by playlists and you'll be fine. The steering controls, they have worked. It's happened. That's for like next track or previous track. But sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. I wouldn't rely on them. The buttons below the screen work pretty well, the seek buttons. Or actually pressing on the MyLink, pressing the touchscreen buttons, they work pretty well too. Obviously the volume works fine because it's not controlling any modules, it's just controlling the AUX volume. It's pretty easy to navigate around the app, although there is one shortcoming, which I found, but it's not really the module's fault. It's more MyLink's fault. Swipe gestures on the MyLink do not work well. You can swipe to navigate menus, but you really probably shouldn't. It feels slow. The menus don't they don't feel like they scroll properly when you swipe to what you might think that they should. You can use swipe slowly if you hold your finger on the touch screen and take it slowly, but I'd just rather tap the buttons. It goes a lot quicker. The sound quality seems to be pretty much normal for whatever speakers that you have. I still get nice strong bass, especially when I'm wired in, and clear treble. I've set my EQ and I'm pretty happy with it. I haven't played with Apple Music, but I would assume it works pretty much the same as the Spotify one does. The podcast app works really well also. Selecting listening to podcasts while you're on the road, while you're driving, is really convenient. It really helps on a longer trip when you set a certain podcast to play and you didn't think it was going to finish before you got there, and it does, and you have to pick another one. Pretty easy to use the app to do that. I use Google Maps as my navigation app. I have been forever, even though I have the Holden Nav, because the Holden Nav is terrible. Anyway, so I'm not going to be looking at Apple Maps for this little bit. It's Google Maps what I'm going to be running with. Being able to have that on the MyLink screen is pretty much worth the price of admission by itself. I have found that it seems a little slow or a little laggy compared to watching it on the phone screen. Seems to be maybe a lower frame rate, but I don't know if that's the case, but it just does feel slower than just watching it on the phone screen, but it's still really usable. Using the MyLink screen is much easier than trying to look down and watch your phone while you're driving, and also it's more legal. Typing destinations in the MyLink does feel a bit slow and it's a bit tedious, but you can always just input the destination in your phone and press go, and then when you switch over to the Google Maps app, it's already set in there. Using the touch screen is still a viable option if you're driving and your destination changes, but I'd definitely rather use the phone. Just an extra little thing on maps. It sometimes gets itself a little bit confused about where you are. It's pretty rare, but it is really annoying when it does it. Or sometimes it'll just lag for a while, like 10-20 seconds, and you're wondering if it's going to start back up. But most of the time it's kind of pretty smooth and no worries, but when it does do that, that is pretty annoying. So, I mean, I guess that's just something to be aware of. Switching from the MyLink screen to the CarPlay screen works really well, since both of the systems kind of run simultaneously. You can kind of switch up and back by will. It's just that your sound input needs to be on AUX to listen to CarPlay, but other than that, you could actually have the CarPlay screen on and be listening to the radio. But the real benefit of having a system like that is that you can use the reverse camera. So even if you're in CarPlay, you kick the car into reverse, the CarPlay music can still keep playing, but your screen will switch over to the reverse screen, and then you can use your reverse camera, no worries, and then you keep listening to your music. Switching between the apps is pretty quick and easy. They've got a toolbar of a few apps on the side. If you're using more than that at once, that might make it a bit difficult, but I only use a couple anyway. I like the CarPlay module solution to have CarPlay in the VF. I like this solution because it looks very OEM. You can't really tell it's been modified just by looking at it. It gives it a really clean look. I guess the downside is that you're stuck using the MyLink touchscreen, which wasn't exactly designed for the Apple or the CarPlay type gestures. Overall, at least for me personally, I would definitely recommend this product. Being able to use the MyLink screen for Spotify, podcasts, Google Maps makes it absolutely worth it for me. Running Google Maps on the screen takes a lot of the stress out of driving my favorite car to places I haven't been before, or through the city or anything like that. It's just really nice to feel like I know where I am. Import Road, the after sales support is also really good. The guys are really quick to reply if you've got any questions about how to use it. If you do, just jump on their website and type in the web form, and they come back pretty quickly and they'll give you your answer. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who liked the last video and requested that I do this one. Some good motivation there. For my next video, probably thinking I want to do a headlight replacement, but I need to still buy the new headlights and they're pretty expensive. So when I have some disposable income, that's when I'll be doing that one. Might be a while. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe to see a new video whenever I can be bothered making that. Cheers.